Welcome. We're going to be working on lecture for the 8.1. Let me get my little pen working here. Okay. Now, there we are. All right, we're dealing with perimeter and circumference. A polygon is a closed figure. Going to have at least 3 sides because 2 sides would be a line. Wouldn't work. Okay, so it wouldn't be closed. The perimeter of any polygon is the sum of the sides, the length around the unit. Now you can see here a couple of different formulas where you're just adding the side lengths. Notice that if L and W were the same length, you would have S. So that's the only difference. Most equations are based off rectangles. All right, find the perimeter of a rectangle of 3 feet by 4 feet. So it's going to be P is equal to 3 times 2 plus 4 times 2, which is 6 plus 8, which equals 14. We need to make sure we use our units, feet. Perimeter is a length measurement, so it is just one unit. The units, it is not squared units or cubed units. Find the perimeter of a triangle with a base of 2.5 feet and 2 sides of 1 3/8. So I can do 2 things. I could write it out this way, right? Or I could do 2 times 1 3/8. All right, we're going to switch these to mixed numbers and a common denominator. Not mixed numbers, they're mixed numbers. Improper fractions and a common denominator, so it'll all work together. 2.5 is 5 halves. I need it as eighths because of the 3/8. So I'm going to have to multiply it by 4 over 4 to get eighths. So this is going to be 20 over 8. 1 3/8 is 8. That gives me 8 plus 3. That's 11 eighths. So that's true for both of these. So I have plus 11 eighths plus 11 eighths. Okay, so now I have 20 plus 11 plus 11. Okay, so it's 20 plus 22 is 42 over 8. Now they're both even, so that's going to give me 21 over 4. Nothing else divides out. Oops, we have to make sure we put in our length. 21 fourths would be more appropriate since they gave us mixed numbers to give back a mixed number. That's going to be 5 1/4 feet. So this should be your answer. 21 fourths, how do I split that up? Well, 20 is 5 times 4. So the 4 is going to cross out, and I have one more fourth here. So I've got 5 1/4. All right, so now we're going to look at the circumference of a circle. Circumference is perimeter just for a circle. It's just round. All right, so what is R? Okay, we're going to write the name, radius, and then I'm going to draw a picture so you get an idea. Radius is the length from the center to the circle. Doesn't matter which point on the circle, they'll all have the same length. Okay, D is for diameter. The diameter is a line segment that goes through the center and has its endpoints on the circle itself. What is pi? We will generally use 3.14. You are welcome to use the pi on your calculator if you have one. All right, so find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 9 feet. So if they give us radius, we want to use 2 pi r. So we're going to have 2 times 3.14. R is 9. Okay, we're going to plug this into our calculator. 2 times 3.14 times 9. 56.52. All right. Again, we need our units. All right. Now, this second equation is giving us the diameter. So we now have D. So we're going to use the equation pi d. So this is going to be 43.2 times pi. And we're only doing pi to 2 decimals is all that's necessary. 43.2 times 3.14 is 135.65, and this time it's meters. There we go. All right, moving on. Combination figures. Okay, now there's a couple of ways we can do this. The perimeter, what you have to remember is that I've got 27 feet here, but if I add this 18 feet and whatever this is, it's going to equal 27 again. So I really, vertical distances have 2 times 27. Now, horizontal distances, I have 30 feet, but if I add the 24 and whatever this distance is, it's going to be add to 30 because that's all right angles. So, therefore, I would have 2 30s. All right, so we just have to add those up. 2 27s is going to be 54. 2 30s is 60. So we have 114. Notice their feet. Feet. All right, now we're moving on. Oh, look at this one. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 inches. So we're going to have 2 plus, then this distance here around this semicircle is half a circle. All right, so notice our D is 1. So we're going to just use pi d, but half of it because it's a semicircle. It's half a circle. So we end up with pi over 2. So we're going to put that in our calculator. 2 plus 3.14 divide 2. I have 3.57. And notice this is in inches. Alrighty. Alright, taking a step further. It's kind of hard to have you discuss in a small group, so I'll just talk about it and you can listen. I guess is our only option. Alright, suppose a rectangle has a perimeter of 20 feet. Is it possible for the rectangle to be a square? Well, yes, of course it can. 20 feet, a square is 4s, right? So if I divide that by 4, I get 5. So that's my s. So yes, of course it can. All right. Now, suppose a rectangle has a perimeter of 10 inches. If the length and width are whole numbers, give all the possible values for the width. Well, no, sorry. Length plus 2 widths, that's my perimeter, right? I could pull that 2 out. It's the same thing as saying 2L plus W, right? Because if I distributed this 2 in, I'd get 2L plus 2W. Okay, so if that's true, and the perimeter is 10, if I divide both sides by 2, I know that L plus W has to equal 5. So if L plus W is 5, and L and W are both whole numbers, first off, I know they can't be 5. One of them can't be 5 because a 0 width is not going to work. So it could be a 4 by 1 rectangle, a 3 by 2 rectangle, but if I go down one more, that's the same as the previous term. So, give all possible values for the width. Width is the smaller number. One and 2. That would be my answers. All right, a rectangle has a perimeter of 11 inches. If the width is 2.5 inches, find the length. Well, 2 times 2.5 is 5. So I've got 11 equals 5 plus 2L. Subtract 5, 6 is equal to 2L. Divide by 2, 3 is equal to L. So L equals 3. Because that is going to become 6 plus 5. All right. And we are done. Done and done. So let's see.